What's up, everyone? Today we'll be taking a look at a particularly special LEGO set. This is not your average playset. Oh no. This is the new LEGO Star Wars helmets. These are the new helmet models that have been targeted specifically for AFOLs, which is adult fans of LEGO. And these are not your average playsets. They're not really meant for little kids to pick up and then play with. These are sets meant for, they're targeting more adult, more grown-up fans who just want to get something to display in their office, in their house, or in their room, or something like that. And it's just more of a collector's set. Now, there are 3 sets that have released. There is this one, Boba Fett, there's the Stormtrooper helmet, and there's also the TIE Fighter helmet, the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. And I thought these were $80 each, so I obviously don't have a lot of cash, so I didn't buy all 3 because that will just be $240 right there, and I don't want to spend that much. And also because I'm not that particularly interested in these helmets, though they are at a pretty high demand. These sets they kept on going out of stock. I barely managed to buy the Boba Fett one here, so I just picked up Boba Fett because from the 3 of them, sure, this one has the least amount of pieces, but this one looks the coolest in my opinion. Now that means I won't be doing the TIE Fighter pilot or the Stormtrooper, but just know they're all basically the same thing. They have the similar concept, and they've all got a identical build to each other. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the Boba Fett helmet. And so first things first, I would like to compliment LEGO for the quality of these sets, because not only did they make the model itself a pretty high quality, but they also did it with the box. And the box here is some really nice stuff. Like, it's thick, it's tall, and it actually looks professional. It doesn't look like a thing targeted for kids. It really looks like it is something for more grown-ups people. Of course, I'm not saying little kids can't pick the setup, but this is what the main target is for. The main focus of LEGO trying to target this, the target market, is the adults. Even says in the box, this is 18 plus. So in terms of the quality, yeah, the quality on this is very nice. Now there's only one problem with the box, is that the scale. The box is huge, of course, as you can see. It's huge, right? But then the actual helmet, let's put that in front. That's the actual scale. And it's quite small. It only goes up to like not even half of the box. So I think this is a little misleading. Like, the box is cool and all, but it is very misleading. It's like the chip bags. You know how you get this huge chip bag, but then the actual quantity of chips inside is only like up to half of the bag. So point is here is that, yeah, it's cool and all, but the scale isn't really that proportionate. I think the box is a little too big for a helmet that's literally almost the size of a baby head. So I don't know. That's just maybe a misleading way, because this set is $80, and so people, when they see this box, they'll be like, oh yeah, makes sense. This would be $80. But then you see the actual product right in front of you, and you're like, this is $80? So proportionate, LEGO. You gotta be more proportionate, especially with value, man. If people are trying to financially, or making it, like, looking at Legos on a financial perspective, then you gotta really make sure that your scales are up to point, and that you won't be like, alright, you actually get this much in a box that looks pretty convincing at first glance. But apart from that, here is the actual helmet. It's actually the smallest from the 3 in total. This one has the least amount of pieces, not in terms of size, the TIE Fighter pilot has the most amount of pieces. But in my opinion, I think this one looks the coolest. And what really makes it look the coolest? Well, come on, man. It's Boba Fett. He's a clone, but his helmet is based off of the Mandalorian. And so I really enjoy the build of this. It felt like a complete collector's thing. The way it's presented, it really makes it look like it is meant for displaying purposes. And just, yeah, no, there's a lot of things about it that I find good traits in, and the fact that this is a helmet, right? It's gonna be kind of weird if you like had an actual organic head. I think that's a little graphic. So I'm glad they did helmets. This is actually cool. I like the concept, and the build is very nice. The stand underneath is very nice. Actually, it's very, very sturdy because the way it is built, if you can look under here, you can see it is all attached firmly. Although you can easily take this off, it is actually very, very firm. So I can do this. I can shake this very, very, well, not too violently, not too aggressively, but I can do this and the helmet won't be wobbling around. I can literally do this and the stand won't be wobbling around. So it's very, very secure. So let's say, well, you clumsily drop this thing off the shelf. Yeah, it's gonna break, alright, when it hits the ground, but it won't go to the point where it's just gonna like an egg. So it's very, very sturdy, that's for sure. And the overall weight of this thing, I know obviously you're watching this on a video, so you can't really feel anything, but this helmet does feel really, really heavy. So inside there is a lot of bricks. It's not a hollow head, because it's gonna be more of a scam if the inside is quite hollow, but it's actually not. It's actually quite intact, and you can really tell just from the weight of this helmet. Of course, you get this registered trademark with Boba Fett. This is like an exclusive piece to this set, of course, and this is exactly what it meant. It's meant for displaying, because there's a label, and they've done this with several other UCS sets. Of course, I actually never owned a single UCS set. Yes, I just don't have the money, and so yeah, it's these exclusive models that like have these labels. So when you display it, you can actually see it, and it's presented as a whole, like just like that. And I think I attached it wrong. Whoops, my bad. Give me a second. I gotta. There you go. All right, I fixed it. Okay, so from the other parts of the stand, that just snapped off. I'll fix that in a second. You can see down here, it's also very, very sturdy. They use these extra studs here. I guess it's just to hold the foundations up much nicer. I like the build of the stand here. This actually looks pretty well, and I think they've done a pretty good job on that. I mean, they gotta make the stand look nice as well, right? And I think they did just exactly that. Now the antenna fell off. Let me just fix that. Oh my god, I've dropped it again. You love to see it. Hey. So, if you haven't noticed by now, there is one small play feature just for Boba Fett. I don't think there are play features for the TIE Fighter pilot or the Stormtrooper, but for Boba Fett there is one, and that is exactly it, the antenna here. You can just flip it down like this, and just like the Mandalorian, you can use this for scanning things, I guess radioing and things as well. But yeah, just a very simple, unique play feature. Now the only thing I don't like about it is the actual design. It feels a little plain, it feels a little incomplete, and I don't like how they use this up here, this brick up here, to like end it. Feels like this part is way too skinny, and just this part is ridiculously big. But maybe that's just from my point of view. I'm pretty sure like there's an intention of it, but I feel like this antenna is just a little incomplete. That's all I have to say. Now the face is pretty well done. Like, looks pretty accurate to the movie, alright? It looks like you're Boba Fett for sure. But if you look at it from a distance, it actually looks pretty legit. But if you look at it, if you bring it closer to you, like this, you can start to see different layers of texture, and the way it actually looks kind of awkward the closer you look at it. So I'd say display this on a very, very high shelf or on top of a desk. Like, I mean, the point of the set is for presentation. So the most logical thing to do is to show you from different camera angles as if you were looking at it with your own naked eye. So for example, let's bring this up like this. All right. Okay. So let's pretend this is on a desk. You're looking down. You're looking down at the helmet. This is what it's gonna look like. So, yeah, you won't see any weird bits going on, and the top of the head, it's pretty solid. You can see on the side you got the different yellow bricks here to represent different color schemes. That is very nice. You also notice here actually, this is a slight detail, but they added this, the silver bricks. That is intentional because you can see here. It's the same thing with the actual Boba Fett. There's a little dent in his helmet. So that is very, very intentional. I like that little design. That attention to detail is exactly what makes this set flawless. Even the tiniest little thing can make something stand out in the set. I like that a lot, definitely. And of course, because you're looking at it from this angle, you're probably going to see this. And I don't think it'll bother, at least for me, it won't bother me too much, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so just looking from this side as well, and that's all the angles you would see from the top. Now, let's say you're not putting it on a desk. Let's say you're putting it on top of a shelf. So most likely, you will be looking up at it. So, to do that, let me just move this down here. You'll be looking at it like this, right? So, or maybe even lower, depending on how high you put this up on your shelf. But I assume this would be a normal point of view. So it'll be like, yeah. You will not really see the bottom at all, so that's good as well. I'm glad that they've really covered the hollow, or not hollow, but the inside of the helmet pretty well, to the point that if you look at it this angle, you won't see it as well. And look, from that point of view, you can just see the face really standing out, and you can really see the Boba Fett reassemblance on there. Just look at that. That actually looks pretty decent. And most importantly, you can actually see the label, the label for this helmet. So that is very, very nice. And on the side here, oh yeah, you'll notice on each side of the helmet is built differently. So on this side, you got this style build going on, just your standard helmet. But then you go on this side, ta-da! For the sake of the antenna, it's got the sand color. And then on the back here, you'll notice that there's this little emblem going on. I think that's like just for the sake of detail. So the rear is actually built covered as equally as the front. So it's from all angles. You can actually look at this from all angles and be like, yeah, this set is complete. It is complete on all sides. You can actually see the green changes here. It goes from a sand green to more of a dark, normal leaf green. So I like that. And I like the completion of the set. It feels really, really complete. And I think from a personal point of view, it looks much better if you look at it from this point of view. So, if you were to get this set, I'm gonna recommend putting it on top of a shelf so it'll look like this, rather than having an overhead view. Maybe an overhead view is nice and all, but I feel like a shelf looking up point of view is a lot better. So, there are so many ways you can present this helmet. And that's what I appreciate about these sets. They have a lot of diversity, not for playability, because after all, these are all for presentation purposes. And because of presentation purposes, you gotta make sure it looks nice. Of course, this meets the expectations pretty well. The only problem I have with the set is, of course, the value and just the sheer size. So, let's wrap up the review. What do I think of this set as a whole? Again, only problem is value, but I really like the concept of it. I like the idea of it. I like what Lego has done with it, and I like how they executed it. Now, what things would I like to see from as part of improvements? Number one, don't make the box so big. It's just the box looks awesome. If you get the set or the other helmets, do not throw away the box. Keep this box. It actually looks good for presentation as well. And it's such high quality in terms of prints. It's not your normal Lego formats on the box. Usually your Lego will be up here and be like Lego Star Wars, but no, they switched it up to make it look more professional. So this looks like a set you would get at like a comic book store or just at a thrift store. Like up on the shelf, it's going to look good, and the set itself will look good if you put it on the shelf or on an office table, or let's say in a store. You can put it at the back of your counter, so when customers buy your stuff, they can see the helmet on display. Even in restaurants, I'm not even kidding. You can display this in restaurants, and that'll look pretty cool. So I like the concept of it. It is very, very nice. Now, does that mean are they going to make more? Because I would definitely like to see Captain Rex, his helmets, maybe Commander Cody's, or the clones just in general. Or maybe Mando from The Mandalorian. Maybe a Baby Yoda head. Nah, Baby Yoda is kind of weird, but it has to be helmets, right? Maybe a Sith Trooper, or maybe a Death Trooper. Just, these helmets look awesome. But, please, 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 make the boxes smaller. Because you're just gonna get this tiny thing. That's not even up to half of the box. So, yeah, I mean, the scale needs improvement. But apart from that, this is an awesome set. And the box is big enough that the fact that you can actually put the set inside the box. If you don't have room to put on display, you want to put it away, you can actually put it inside the box. You don't actually have to tear apart the set to make sure all the pieces fit inside. I'm pretty sure you can actually fit it inside the box because it's thick enough for sure. So, I am very happy with this set. I will not be doing the other helmets. It's just the price. Is this really worth 80 bucks? Depending on what country you live in, the price will vary. In my country, Canada, it is 80 bucks. And yeah, is it really worth 80 bucks? That depends on your financial values, what you think of the price. For me personally, it didn't work well. It shouldn't have been 80 bucks. It should have been, for something this small, I was kind of expecting like 50 or 60. But that's it. Yes, I get it, it's licensed. But it should be around 60, like at most 60. Then I think that'll make more sense. But then again, that's all I think. But what do you guys think of these sets? In this case, this Boba Fett one. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment. Unless YouTube Kids blocks this. But hit the like button in this video and subscribe to the channel for more. And that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll bring you more Lego videos very, very soon. So take care. Have a good day. We'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.